All over, everybody. Ian Robson here. Welcome back to an episode of Count and Line. Alright, our winter wheat is finally ready to be harvested. As you can see, we got the Mass Ferguson over here, ready to do a little bit of harvesting. And I was in the great debate as to whether to drop some straw down or not at all. So let's go check our stores over here to see how our straw is doing. I have a sneaky suspicion our straw is perfectly fine. We went through a whole winter and most of the summer with not a lot of straw. Well, with some straw. And I don't think we need any more straw yet. And the reason why I'm a bit reluctant to bale some more straw is because I can get 2 stages of fertilization. Oh yeah, we got lots of straws left still. Look at this. Got 3 stacks yet. Barely even touched the first stack right here. Holy moly. Yeah, so we're okay there. So we don't need to bale any more straw there. So we're just going to go ahead and drop it like this. So we get 1 stage of fertilization when we cultivate that under, which is going to be good for us. Also, I got the semi right over here, ready to go, and I got the case with the overloader ready to go as well. Also, note that even though he's driving in the field with the crop destruction on, he is not destroying any crops. So we'll see how this works out, because I have not tested this out as of yet. Cool. Alright, let's do a little bit of harvesting. Harvesting our winter wheat, although it's late summer, so this is really a... I don't know if you would normally do this or not, but I'm trying to think when you would normally harvest winter wheat in Ontario, at least. I want to say it's like July or August. Maybe even it's already been done in Ontario. I have to actually double check that. I want to say it is done, to be honest with you. I'm going to do this real quick and just request that driver because he's going to be in my way if I don't request him. There we go. Do a little bit of harvesting here. Get a headland done. Now I don't know what my yield's going to be like because this was the map where I kind of like in the middle of it. Oh, I missed a little bit there. In the middle of it, I switched out. Well, I kind of made some adjustments. So it switched from like 3 stages to 1 stage, then I switched it back to 3 stages. So I don't, like I said, I'm not sure how it's going to work out. And the reason why it switched is because I had to start a new save so I could get the corn feed to work for the cows. If you're wondering why I had to start a new save. Well, a fresh file at least. Alright, he's good. Let's hop over to this guy. And let's get him out of the way. There we go. And we'll just put the pipe out so that overloader can be good. Actually, we'll just stop him for now. We don't need him right at this exact moment. But now he's at least out of my way. Well, they might be in traffic now, if I had to guess. Let's get out of here. Let's look at this. Is he in traffic? No, actually he's off the field. That's pretty impressive, actually. Oh, just missed that tree. That's like the worst tree ever. I think last time I did it, actually bumped into that tree when I was harvesting this. I forget what we had here last time. Was it wheat? Barley? I don't know. But by the end of this, we're going to have a lot of wheat because we have 2 fields worth that are all ready to go basically now. So, well, not ready to go, but we have 2 fields worth of wheat. We got 1 field of corn, which will be nice because then we'll have some corn for our cows and we'll have to rely on grass because, of course, grass disappears after a couple days, which I find a little bit more frustrating than anything else. Because I often feel like I'm like, hey, well, maybe if I could just have a little bit more. Live it longer with the grass, it'd be fine. I wouldn't have to like bale every couple days, but alas, that is the way it is right now. Well, looks like our neighbor over there has harvested his grass field. Now, one of the interesting things you can do with this is, if you wish, you could harvest this wheat in this situation here, and you could plant grass right after it, and then what you could do is you might be able to get 1 more harvest of grass before the end of the year in, so that would be some extra money. So, or you could get well, let's say you did that. Let's say it was ready by, let's say, late fall, for argument's sake. So you can get a harvest of grass then, and also the following year in the late spring you could probably get another harvest of grass and then replant it into like corn or soybeans or something. Which is kind of neat. So let's go ahead and get our driver back on track here because we are getting a little full. So that's one of the things you can do, and that was somebody actually left a comment saying you could do something like that, and I was like, I realized that they were totally right. You can totally just do something like that, and then just after you harvest the first cut of grass, then you can plant something else after that, which I thought was kind of ingenious. It's definitely one way to do it. So I don't know. Is it a bit cheaty? I don't think so. In reality, you can do 2 crops, like double cropping in real life. So I don't see why it would be cheaty in the game. So also, I don't know if they actually, I'm not sure if that's happening or not. No. Okay, he's totally I was wondering, how on earth did he get on the other side? How did he do that? Like, seriously, like, how on earth did he get to the other side of this? Can you drive through this fence or something? No? He wasn't on the other side before, was he? Unless he... What might have happened is he may have tried to avoid... he may have tried to avoid the fence, and then by doing that he actually got to the other side. That's hilarious. Oh, the strange things that happen with Courseplay sometimes. Just gonna drive this up here and just do it manually. It's the only surefire way to get something done. You know what they say, if you want to get something done right, gotta do it yourself sometimes. And as you can see here, this is the truth behind that statement, that's for sure. So, all right, blitzing down the field. Just realized how fast I was driving. It doesn't seem like very fast, but in reality, if you were driving this fast down a field too, my goodness, that would just be you'd be bouncing all over the place. I'm not sure. Like maybe 20 kilometers might be the fastest, and even that might be a little on the quick side. There we go. Just unload that there. Now if I press this, is it gonna? No, it's gonna drag behind the combine. All right. Guess we're gonna wait for the combine to empty out, which of course this number down here tells us when it's empty. Gotta love drive control. And also someone was asking about this little red thing right here, and that is from drive control as well, telling me whether it's on, the truck is on or off. So if I were to start up one of these vehicles, let's say this one right here, the Oliver, you can see it's off, and then it changes to this, which is a starting up, and then once it's on, it goes away basically. So okay, cool. So let's drive this overloader somewhere over here on the side. And just do that. There we go. Stop the driver for a moment here. It's the initial headland which really messes up the Courseplay driver on this, for whatever reason. So, all right, there we go. Back up here a little bit so we don't collide with our nice case driver there. We still might. Just nudge it. I'm trying not to hit it, of course, but it doesn't seem to want to. I'm trying to avoid it, honestly. There we go. That was a lot more difficult than it needed to be. And we still got it all in the end. That's pretty awesome. I didn't think we were going to get all the grain in the end there, just because of the angle we were coming at it. That's... I guess we can start the driver again, and we'll see how he makes out. So you can see him in the rear view mirror there on the side. So we got the pipe. Yes, good. Still got the rear view mirror up on the left-hand side there, and you can hear him driving alongside us here. And assuming it doesn't hit any poles, which I suspect it might. Yep. It's in traffic. Oh, why is it doing that? That's bizarre. What's happening is it thinks it's in traffic, and I think it's just due to the angle. For some reason, it's set up for maybe a narrow angle, so it thinks it needs to get closer than it actually does, and because it's getting closer than it actually needs to, it's saying, "Oh, hey, we're in traffic," but it's really not. And that canola looks done too, but I can't harvest it yet either. It's so misleading with seasons mods sometimes. You look at it like, "Oh, it's done, it's ready to go," but it's not. It just looks that way. So, c'est la vie. Also, you can also plant canola in the fall too, if you wish. Well, I've never heard of it being done in real life, not in my area at least, but according to the game you can, so, which is kind of interesting. Did not know that before, so. Alright, our driver's doing alright back there. Just in place, chilling, relaxing, maxing, and ain't too taxing. What's that from? I think it's from an Ali G movie. If you know, I forget his Sacha Baron, I think his real name is, something like that. I don't know. That's from University, way back in the days there. Now I was curious. I was looking around for a couple different things, and I was trying to figure out what would be the next course of action. I considered doubling down on cattle, and getting an additional maybe 10 or 20 sheep, 20 cows, because they are quite profitable. Over time, at least. They are quite profitable. And one of the other options was getting another field or upgrading the equipment. Maybe getting a bigger seat or something like that. There we go. Excellent. Do another headland on the side over here. There we go. And then after this, we'll be able to go. We'll go straight down the field to the next, to the other end, and then we'll do. Whoa. And then we'll do a little bit of. Now it's running into something. C'est la vie. Once it gets going, it's kind of a small field for an overloader, but it's not completely necessary, to be honest with you. I just like watching it drive around and do stuff. You can tell I'm driving because, of course, I wouldn't miss those little tiny bits. Not in this kind of straightaway area, at least. All right, let's hop over to this guy here. There we go. And put him back on course. There we go. And what we'll do is, while we're here, we'll adjust his side offset. We'll set it to 7.5, and we'll see how that works out. There we go. Make a turn here. Then we can activate our GPS. There we go. And hopefully, that guy's going to do he's going to be A-OK here. We're going to find out here in a second to see if he'll be able to make the turn before I fill up here. Let's stop at 100% there. There we go. So that's again drive control that makes you stop at 100%. Nope, still slipping. So like I said, it's a bit of a small field. But when it works, it's so awesome to watch. There we go. I'll wait for it to unload there a little bit. Why? How's that in traffic? That makes no sense at all. I don't know why it thinks it's in traffic there. It's like not even close to it. Oh, courseplay. Sometimes. Yeah, so like I was saying, I was figuring out what would be the best course of action to go next. Upgrade some of our equipment. Right now, I think we're... In terms of equipment, I don't think we need anything much bigger yet. Like we got the big T7 so far, and we also have the Steiger 620, which is a big beast of a tractor too. So maybe what we'll end up doing is we'll end up maybe getting some equipment appropriate for the Steiger 620. Might be the next course of action. Yeah, it's coming up behind there. Good. That's what he's supposed to do in this context. Although I'm kind of curious as to why he's in traffic, so I may have to upgrade to the next version of course. But I know there was another version. This is version 1.5, and there's also a 1.7.3 I think now as well, so there's always upgrades. So, funny little thing. Someone left a comment, I think in yesterday's video or something like that. And because I was asking about, I mentioned in one of my previous videos about buying, I should say, one of the silos. And apparently, I bought the silo in one of the previous episodes, and before I put the Seasons mod in. Apparently, that's when I bought it, and I totally forgot, and that's why I was so like, I don't remember buying that at all, because it was that long. It was that long ago. Also, I figured out why the overloader was being so weird about getting into traffic. It's because I had the pipe out. Because the pipe was out, it's like, oh, I'm in traffic, but really it wasn't. But I think it's just because the overloader is a little bit taller. So because the overloader is a little bit taller, it thought it was getting in the way of the actual pipe. So that's why I thought it was in traffic. Apparently my overloader is in the wrong place now. There we go. Could be my truck, actually. If I were to set this truck on his way, he would stop at the end there. Just guessing, though. Alright. Let that do its thing. And when that truck is done, or this tractor, I should say. There we go. It's funny, I want to do the harvesting, but I feel like I end up having to manage everything else right now. C'est la vie, I suppose. Stranger things have happened. Actually, I saw a boat the other day, with the name of the boat was C'est la vie, which I thought was kind of funny. So, little interesting little tidbit of information, I suppose. Driver's on his way. Excellent. So I'm not going to put the pipe out now, because if I do, he's going to be like, oh, I'm in traffic. So I don't know how much we're going to get from this. So we at least got 20,000 liters worth of wheat. And I suspect we'll get, I don't know, maybe 100,000 liters? Probably something around there, maybe a bit more. I can't see him in my rearview mirror yet, so he's not close enough yet. Oh, there he is. Once he gets close enough, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Wish I could zoom in on my mirror. Alright. Let's see if he gets into traffic. Not this time, apparently. Well, that's perfect timing, I guess, then. 97%. I can guarantee you, though, if I let that guy do his own little maneuver, he's going to get stuck. I'm fairly certain of that. Ah, well. Just getting unloading here once again. 87%. That is from a full pass down and one half pass up, I guess. Almost completely all the way up and down. I think I guess about 1.5 we can do before we need to get unloaded. Roughly. Something in that neck of the woods at least. Our truck's only 38% full, so that is only one load of the overloader there, so this should get it a little bit higher there, not too much more, but a little bit. Shouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't imagine, at least. Yeah, 77%. Yeah, it's not too bad. The reason why I'm using the overloader just because we are harvesting wheat. If it was like canola or soybeans, I probably wouldn't care that much. But because it's wheat, and I would do the same thing with barley, or rye, or I guess Milo or triticale. I think has the same. I think it has the same amount of material as wheat and barley does. I think. Not certain about that. At least according to like the in-game statistics, that's how it works. But I don't know if that's what it's like in real life or not. Alright. Go right to the edge there. And the reason why I went to the edge there is just because by doing that, I make sure the chopped straw goes everywhere, basically. There we go. As you can see, our overloader is patiently waiting there now. There we go. In reality, I think I could probably I could probably do the overloading myself and then have the combine used by Courseplay probably would be fine. I imagine. I imagine it would probably, yeah, I should be able to figure it out with the course generation on this particular style of field. So if I go, what is this, field 11? And then just, let's see what it does here. No. Current position. Yeah, see, they'd be able to figure it out. No problem. I thought it wouldn't be a problem, but it's always interesting to find out what Courseplay would do. At least with the new course generation system. Kind of comparing it to what it used to do versus what it does now, so it's always kind of interesting to look at those comparisons and see, okay, well, what's it going to do this time? What's it going to do the next time? So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. How are the animals doing here? Just hire work here for a quick second while we just check the animals. I think they're okay. Yeah, they're all good. 43 cows now, so we got a few more cows. As we progress time a little bit, we get a few more cows every single time. I don't know how we're going to get by the end of it, but that's after 1 year. So far we got 3 cows almost after a year, so it's not terrible, I guess. I think what I might do is I might buy some more cows, but not certain about that. Like I said, what do you guys think we should do next? What do you think is the next thing on the list of things to do? So let me know. So after harvesting this field for a little bit of time, I think I've decided to get a bigger combine. This is a small field. I feel like it's taking forever. I don't know. It probably hasn't been, but it feels like it's been taking longer than it should have been. So I think we might upgrade our combine. It might be the next course of action here. As you can see, I missed a little bits there. I was following the GPS, and that's the reason why I missed that little bit. But yeah, I think we're going to upgrade the combine. So this is a 7.6 meter header, and we got, what? 1, 2, 3, 4 fields now. So we probably can upgrade to maybe one of the bigger headers. I'm not sure which size yet, but I think that might be the next course of action for us, because 7.6 feels small on this field specifically. Like, it feels like it's taken, like I said, forever. It's really not taking that long, but it just feels that way. And sometimes when it feels that way, it's like, I have to do this for another like 2 or 3 or 4 more fields. It's like, okay, maybe it's time to consider upgrading to the next size of combine. So as you can see, there's our overloader following us right now. Gonna come back down around here. Start harvesting this side. As you can see, I'm just doing loops right now. Just finding it a bit quicker at the moment. That's funny, he totally went all the way around that truck. That's too funny. Sometimes what Courseplay will do just makes me laugh. Alright, so there's the our case lining up there. Let's put out the pipe there for him. There we go. Now it's going to be good to go. And he's going to be full real soon. Oh yeah. 90, 94, yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see. It's taking its time. 100%. There he goes. So, having said that, we'll have to take a look at some combines here in a moment. Let's just hire a worker here for a quick moment and see what we have available to us. Now, we could go straight up to an axial flow. Or say this axial flow, not that one. Yeah, say right here. Or we can go up to the CR1090, which is, I don't know, that's my favorite. Apparently I have some other modded ones. Oh, that's just that one, okay. I was like, why do I have that one? And then we have this one, of course, as well, which is, just has from front twins, and that's it. And I have the Class Mega, which is a cool combine, but not for this map. We could go to the biggest one up here. Stick with Massey Ferguson. We change it up. We could get some more New Holland stuff, because we have a little bit of New Holland stuff, and a little bit of case. I wish if there was a nice class Lexion out there, I wouldn't mind that, but I haven't actually looked for very many of them. Unfortunately, what kind of happens is some of the bigger ones don't. Some of the ones that like that haven't made it across the 17 or never will, or the ports that I have seen have been kind of like, it's okay, but maybe we'll get that one. 430,000. That could be the next thing on the list. It's the same price as this one anyways, so yep, that might be the next thing on the list of things to do. Oh, he's waiting there. Oh, I think oh no, that's the right spot. I wasn't sure if I had put him in the right spot or not, but apparently he's okay there. It's strange. This is the spot it waits at when it's done one run. But if I start the course, it'll start right at the first point. So I think what should happen is if I move my overloader course so the waiting point's in the middle, it should probably be fine. But I just haven't done that yet. So just gonna wait for this guy to come out. Anyways, I think what I'm gonna do is gonna finish this off camera because we're already at 25 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll finish harvesting this field and we'll come back next episode. And I think maybe we'll do a little bit more of fall tillage with our all-rounder. Alright folks, that's it for me for today. My name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more County Line. Catch you guys later.